Hello everyone! Welcome back to Becca Books and Bujo, and welcome to a weekly reading vlog. I'm on the floor of my bedroom because we're packing. This week we are heading to our family cabin, and I wanted to show you what books I'm packing and how I'm going to try to put them in my suitcase. For some reason, I thought it was necessary to bring like 12 books. I don't know, but I want to mood read this week for my birthday, and so I've got to have options. I'll just quickly show you what I'm bringing. So we've got Flawless by Elsie Silver, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Can You See a Romance Theme? Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I did bring my TBR books for the rest of July. That was Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson and the first in the Bridgerton series, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. And what was the last one? Oh yeah, the last one on my TBR is Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club by J. Ryan Stradall, which I think is perfect for bringing to the lake. So that'll be kind of mood reading at the lake. Let's see. I've got a historical fiction with The Cheesemaker's Daughter by Kristen Vukovic. This is an ARC I was sent by the author, and I hope to get to it before it comes out on August 6th. I've been wanting to try this series by Deanna Raybourn for the longest time, the Veronica Speedwell series. This is the first, A Curious Beginning. I've got Funny Story by Emily Henry because Lake screams romance to me. Other romances, I've got Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood and Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. And then lastly, I just decided to bring The Sun Does Shine by Anthony Ray Hinton because I think if I read Just Mercy, I might want to pick this up directly afterward. So let's see how we can get these all in my suitcase.
I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way.
Say hi, Neba. Hi. We just stopped for a quick Dairy Queen and bathroom break on our way to the cabin, and Mabel decided she's gonna drive while we wait for Theo and Daddy to come. Got the dogs drinking some water, and they went potty too. So I listened to I was halfway through Bel Canto before we started this trip, but now I am almost done. I'm like 90% of the way done, and I'm really bored. It is pretty underwhelming, and like something that should be really exhilarating, a hostage situation, is really quite boring, unfortunately. So I am gonna finish it because I want to see if the situation ever stops, but after that, I don't know what I'm gonna listen to next. I think probably a romance. That's the kick I've been in lately. Anyway, we're just waiting for Theo and Willie. Right, May? What? You want my headphones? Uh-oh. Great.
Recorded Books and One Click Digital present The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. Narrated by Rosalind Landor.
Fell in love in Minnesota.
We made it to the lake.
South of Salt Lake. Colorado calls to me, and Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay. Maybe some things never change, but I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay. I want someone to take up my time and miss me when I go. I've swam the beaches on the West Coast, climbed the trees of
total lake life right now. So my hair looks really great from jumping in the lake earlier. We made it yesterday and had a good evening and a good day so far today. It's Saturday. I did want to update you on books though, because I am trying to read a lot. I don't know. I mean, there's my stack of books right over there. It's funny. I showed all the books that I brought to my father-in-law and he's like, you really think you're gonna get through that? 2 books a day? No, but it's nice to have the options. On the way up here yesterday, I finished listening to Bel Canto by Ann Patchett. This book was pretty boring for me. It surrounds a hostage situation. There's like an opera singer performing at someone's private home, and for some reason these rebels come in and hold them hostage, and then the whole book is while they're there for like 2 or 3 weeks, and just explains kind of the friendship they're able to make, this camaraderie. Even though one of them is holding the other hostage, they're able to connect in interesting ways, and they bond over music and language, and so there were some intriguing parts, but I feel like a hostage situation should be way more compelling and exciting, and it just wasn't that for me. I get like the point of it, like you can see the goodness in all of humanity, and there isn't really evil, there are just evil things that people do. Yeah, so I don't know, I think I am ending up giving this 3 stars. Then on the way up, I started listening to The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and I haven't moved my bookmark, but I am already at chapter 6, which is how many pages through? This is really fun. I'm enjoying this romance so far. It's like Regency, which I kind of like. I'm 109 pages in. I'll show you this far. Pretty good. It's a much bigger book than I thought. Like there's 400 pages in this book. It's deceiving, I think, the size. Anyway, we are following Daphne Bridgerton, who is the 4th in a family of 8 children, and I love how all of their names start with the next letter in the alphabet. So there's Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne. There's a family tree in the back. Eloise, Francesca, Gregory, and Hyacinth. I just love that. And so there are 8 books in this series, and we'll follow all 8 Bridgerton children. This one just happens to be Daphne's story. She's feeling a lot of pressure from her mother because she's the first daughter for her mom to marry off, and she has turned down multiple proposals. When she meets Simon, can't think of Simon's last name, but he is a duke, or he's an earl, and his dad is a duke, and he will be a duke when his dad dies. When she meets Simon and gets to talking to him, they strike up this friendship, and they decide to kind of get people off of their backs. Like for Daphne, her mother is putting a lot of pressure on her to find a husband, and because Simon is a duke, a lot of people are very interested in who he will marry. To kind of keep the pressure off, they're creating this fake dating situation, and it's gonna be good. They both think the other is attractive, but Simon does not think he should date Daphne or court Daphne, whatever, because he's really good friends with Anthony, the oldest Bridgerton, and Daphne doesn't think she should go for Simon because she's heard he's kind of a bad boy. So it's gonna be good though. They decided they're gonna do this fake dating situation, and now he is going to her house to kind of state his intentions to the family. I'm also reading Physically Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This is the 3rd in her Friend Zone series, or companion series more so. I am 126 pages in, about a third of the way, and liking this one so far. We're following 2 different perspectives, one male, one female. The male is Adrian Copeland, who is brothers with Josh from the first book, The Friend Zone. and he dated Sloane from the second book, so that's how they're related. And he is this hotshot lawyer, doesn't really make time for himself or his personal life, and he lives next door to Vanessa, who has recently taken guardianship of her sister's little baby. She has a lot going on in her personal life and how she cares for her family, who struggles with addiction and hoarding and all sorts of other things. I think they're all just grieving mostly for her mom and her sister that have died. So Vanessa and Adrian are just kind of hitting it off as friends for now. They both definitely feel some attraction, but there are situations that are holding them back from any sort of relationship. Really loving both of these, and I never said I wanted to read like two of the same genre at the same time, but these two romances are so different. Abby Jimenez is contemporary. I can keep these characters separate from the Regency romance of Bridgerton, so I'm loving my time. We're having a good time at the lake. I have been really into watching Love Island USA as of late, but being at the lake, I'm trying to not have my phone near me at all or my computer, and so if I'm bored and want to pick up my phone, I'm trying to pick up a book instead. That's going well. So I don't know when the next time I'll talk to you. We're having just, you know, a good lazy time, which is what the cabin is all about. So we will talk soon.
We're having a good time swimming.
That was a good jump, Theo.
Why is it so hard to get in?
I know, isn't it
And you're
terrifying?
fine once you're there.
Oh, Mabel got him. You know, you can go up.
Big run!
Paul, did you go on the bottom?
I did not go to the bottom.
What happened?
you happy? Sprinkles. Nice. Good job. Good morning. It has been an exciting day so far. There was a bear outside eating corn. My father-in-law likes to put corn out for the deer, but the bear got it this morning. So that was fun to watch. We had some monkey bread and the kids had ice cream for breakfast because why not? We're at the cabin. Now they're upstairs playing with Grandma, and I thought I should give you an update on some books because yesterday I was able to finish Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, and I really liked it. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars just because there's always, in her books, I feel like there's always a communication where like we know we don't want to be together, but then obviously that changes and they just have this mentality that they told me at the very beginning of the relationship they don't want to date, and so it just, that part made me mad mostly. I think this had a lot to say about ALS and mental health struggles and addiction, and so that was really powerful. I thought you were gonna be playing upstairs.
We won't. We want to come down.
Oh, okay. Well, can I finish talking to the camera?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So then I listened to a little bit of Bridgerton, just whenever I have a chance to listen. I do, like if we're putting the kids to bed or in the car a little bit yesterday. Because we went to see Finding Nemo yesterday. That was really fun. And kind of just random, spur of the moment plan. Really cute, Finding Nemo Jr. The kids really liked it, right? Did you like Finding Nemo? Then I decided, this one I didn't even show at the beginning of this video. I decided to pick up The Witness Tree again. If you watch my channel, you know that I picked this for a Read It or Not challenge this month, and I regretted DNFing it a little bit. So I'm trying it again while I'm here, just to see. And I've just read probably like 15 pages so far, and I'm not loving it, if that makes sense. So we'll see. But that's what we're doing so far. While the kids were playing upstairs, before they came down, I was doing some cross stitching. Let's see if I can show you my project without poking Mabel with the needle. Still working on this sunset project. I've been working on it for months and months. Yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Months and months. And I was listening to The Duke and I, the Bridgerton book. So that's what I'm gonna try to keep doing. I don't know if I can do it with a Mabel on my belly. Oh, you're gonna read my book? Okay.
But a very nice bird. You want those flowers?
Happy Tuesday. I think it's still morning, barely. We have very lazy mornings when we're at the cabin. I finished Bridgerton yesterday, The Duke and I, and it was good. It was enjoyable. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I liked the relationship between Daphne and Simon, that's his name, and I feel like their fight was really legitimate, like the 3rd act breakup. I'm down here. Mabel's up in the... Say hi! Anyway, their 3rd act breakup or conflict, whatever, was really legitimate because it was facing some traumas that Simon had in his past. His dad was really rude to him, basically wished he was dead, all because he had a stutter. And so he was facing a lot with wanting children, and Daphne kind of made him come to terms with that a lot faster than he was willing to. So that was really legitimate, fun to follow along and see how they made up. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this series. I think they'll just be fun, light romances, and I'll be interested to follow the other Bridgertons because that's what this series is all about. Each book follows another Bridgerton child. And so what's the next one? I think it's The Viscount Who Loved Me. Oh no, the next one is, wait, book 2, yeah, is The Viscount Who Loved Me. So it's Antony's story, which is the oldest Bridgerton. And I don't know who he falls in love with. So I'm also really excited to try the series now. It's on Netflix, and I'll be interested to see how much they follow the book or how much they stray. People say they love the Netflix series more than the books, but I enjoyed the books, so that means I'll probably really love the Netflix series. So that was my audiobook. I haven't started this yet, but my next audiobook is going to be Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is what I'm in the mood for, romance, and I just finished Beach Read a few days ago, and I'm wanting to read more Emily Henry. So I'll pick this up probably on our drive this afternoon. We're heading into town for some fun activities, which I will vlog for you later. And then my physical read has been The Witness Tree by Amy Pendino. Again, trying it again because I was sad that I put it down earlier this month. I'm like halfway through, a little less than halfway, and I'm enjoying it much more than I did when I DNF'd it. Just wasn't maybe the right time, but then the story just stuck in my brain. So I'm happy I picked it back up again, and I'm gonna sit here and read for a while the kids are entertaining themselves up in the loft.
Ruby, she was made for going west, did not protest my wandering ways. Ruby, she was pretty as they come, 28 years young and unafraid. She gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days. And I had never known my place before, but that's what Ruby soon became. Ruby, she wasn't good at going fast, and the patience that I lacked I learned to grow. 'Cause Ruby had a way of breaking down, leaving me out there on the road. But she gave me shelter on the coldest nights, shaded me on summer days. So as we traveled across the countrywide, Ruby set the pace. Ruby could be fickle and unfit, good as I would get at times. Ruby was the closest thing to home I'll ever know in this life.
She's reaching all over the place.
There you go.
Ruby hit that California sand and slipped right through my hands eventually. Ruby, I guess I knew it all the time. She was never mine to keep.
Hello, so I'm currently in the back of our van. Our kids are playing at a playground back there with Grandma and Grandpa and Willie, and I was just getting attacked by bugs. So I came in here to sneak away from that, and I'm just getting some YouTube watching time, honestly. On the way here, we're in Grand Rapids. We just decided to come to the big city today for some fun. On the way here, I started Funny Story, and I think it'll be good. I maybe don't like the setup as much. I mean, they're just like so set on Miles being this stoner and Daphne, I don't know, is just mad about it. I can't tell. So if you don't know the story, behind Funny Story. It's that Daphne was engaged to this man named Peter, but on his bachelor party evening, his best friend, who is a woman, professes her love for him, and he decides to leave his fiance and get together with Petra. And Petra's boyfriend, Miles, is now distraught and sad, and so Miles and Daphne are now living together. They really haven't had many encounters yet, but I think now it's starting to happen. Like, she just found out where he worked, and they're gonna, I think, have dinner, so something's about to happen there. I think she just has these misconceptions about Miles and how he's always high, but I don't think that's the truth. Maybe. Anyway, so that's good. We went to this like research center for the University of Minnesota. They had a fun event today, and the kids got to go around and do a Candyland type search, and they got stickers and learned things, and that was fun. We're at a playground, and then we're gonna go to a bookstore, of course. Gotta go book shopping while we're here. A cute little indie called Wildflower Books, I think. I'll show you when we get there. And then we're gonna head to a brewery for dinner. But it should just be a fun evening, afternoon in the big city. I'm gonna keep watching YouTube and playing Sudoku, because that is just how I unwind.
What's this condition? Some conviction, it's hard to tell. Call it affliction or addiction, some call it hell. You said there's something worth having beyond this place, and I believed you. Guess I still do, so I drift away. With whiskey and weed and the secrets I keep to help me forget who I am. Needles in veins and cigarette stains, I roll like a train down the track. 'Cause when you're so far gone, you don't come back. Wanted to be good, and I thought I could, but it's hard to change. When I am restless and reckless, as the sinners say, and I swear I tried so hard I can't seem to stop.
Good morning, happy Wednesday. It's my birthday, so I'm just taking some time for myself this morning. The kids and Willie and his parents are down at the dock, and I am working on my reading journal because I have finished 3 books since I've updated my reading journal. So that is what I'm doing right now, and I thought I could give you a little time lapse and show you how I fill it in.
Those of us who are a little bit shorter, we always feel like every time to be sitting up a little bit. So
Mabel,
she's gonna be
Mabel, what are you eating?
And she does.
Yummy. And chips.
What do you have, buddy?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joel and Becca.
Becca.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Do you want to
Well
help
done.
the candles, Mabel?
Oh,
We're gonna get spit all
I'll have that piece.
Okay. It's okay. Blow them big. Oh.
Oh,
Good job.
Yay.
Oh, I love it. She's like,
Nice job,
thank you
baby.
very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, it's Thursday, and it's also my father-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Joel.
Happy birthday. Thank you.
We are birthday buddies along with my dad. Well, my dad and Willie's dad have the exact same birthday. Mine was yesterday. I wanted to give you some reading updates. I am so close to finishing The Witness Tree. I was hoping I would be able to finish it yesterday, but it did not happen. I have about 30 pages left, so I'm hoping to finish this one. I'm enjoying it a lot more and super glad that I returned to it after DNFing it earlier this month. I just think I was in such a hurry to finish books earlier, and this one is just taking some more time. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I like the little tidbits about like where they are, because it's all takes place in my neck of the woods, southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Talk about Decorah, which is where Willie and I went to school. So perfect. I also made it to like 50%, 55% of the way through Funny Story, and this is just great. It's such a fun romance. Miles and Daphne are finally starting to get into their chemistry a little bit, and it's fun. I also like the other characters. It's not just Miles and Daphne. They have this new friend they're kind of making together. Ashley and Miles's sister Julia came to town, so I like that they are creating a relationship with other people, not just them. And I needed to give you a little haul too, because I got some gifts the other day when we went to Wildflower Books in Grand Rapids. I got myself a present. I got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is one that I have been really toying with trying, and I think I will like it because it is pitched as Hunger Games in space and for adults. So I think I could really love it. And then Willie got me a book at Wildflower Books. He was trying to be secretive about it and didn't want me to know he was buying it, but I saw he left with a bag. And this is The Secret Lives of Booksellers and Librarians by James Patterson and Matt Eversman. It's a nonfiction about the lives of librarians and booksellers, and because I am becoming a librarian, he thought it would be perfect for me. It's funny that it's by James Patterson. Like, doesn't he write thrillers and like spy novels? But yeah, he did a compilation of stories from various people who surround their lives with books. So those are my my little haul from my birthday. My mother-in-law got me a cute little basket. I should show it. She's gonna go get it for me.
Maybe the person that made it.
Maybe. It's this beautiful basket that's like a two bottle wine holder. Isn't it so cute? My mother-in-law is the queen of thrifting, and so she always finds really great things at used stores, and so she got me this. They got me a bottle of wine and then just a bunch of like school supplies to go back to school, because I'm back to school this fall. So that was fun. We had a good day yesterday, and today I think it's supposed to be the hottest day of the week, so we might spend as much time as we can down at the lake. Good deal! Whoa! You did it all by yourself!
Bye, Mabel. See you in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Mabel, are you saying bye? You're cute.
I got this. How far will you? Come back.
We're watching.
Woo! Nice, there you go. Woo!
There you go.
Happy Friday, everybody. It is the 26th, and I have some major reading updates for you. So yesterday I was able to finish 2 different books. Earlier in the morning I finished The Witness Tree by Amy Pendino, and I'm really glad I went back to this book. I know I said that a bunch of times in this video, but it just was a really great story. A neat combination of 2 timelines, all taking place in this same small town in either southern Minnesota or northern Iowa. I can't quite tell where this fake town actually was. But so this one, I ended up giving 3.5 stars because I felt like the author kind of glossed over some of the details that I would have liked more of. There was a romance between Lily and Cisco was the man who ended up dying on the witness tree. And I would have liked a little bit more of their romance, I guess. It was just really, like, vague as to how their relationship started and continued and then ended. So I just, I would have liked more of that, and that's just me, I think. I like romance and hearing about how that all starts. But then I also I think the fact that I DNF'd it right away is lowering my score a little bit. Still a really neat story, and looking forward to seeing what Wild Horses, the second book by this author, has to offer. I think that it follows another character in this world, but maybe not the same characters as this book. So yeah, 3.5 stars for The Witness Tree. I read that one physically. And then my audiobook I finished up was Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I ended up giving it 5 stars. I absolutely loved this. What I loved the most, I think, is that right away Miles and Daphne established that they could not be in a relationship with each other, and they maintained that. They, I mean, of course, had flirty banter and some tension between them, but they just were friends, and they built up their friendship, and they said that they were each other's best friends by the end of the book. The romance came at the very end, and I loved that. I like a slow burn, I guess, and I just felt like it worked for the storyline, especially because that they were dating each other's exes. They just had both come off of a pretty bad breakup, and they needed time themselves first to figure out what they wanted in their lives, and then they were able to add each other in, and I loved that. Miles is such a sweetheart of a guy, and Daphne is like ultimate dream. She's a children's librarian, and makes these really awesome like programs and stuff for her library, so I can take some notes from her maybe for my new job. But this readathon that she was working toward the whole summer went off with some hiccups along the process, but it was so fun to see her get ready for this, and then at the very end, that was kind of the culmination of the story. It wasn't really the romance, it was the fact that she was trying to get this big fundraiser done for her library, and then the romance and love just came along with it. So Loved this, gave it 5 stars. I did listen to it most of the time, but then the last like 50 pages I just read physically because we were out on the pontoon. And then I started 2 new books, so I will tell you about these a little bit. The first I started audibly was Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club by J. Ryan Stradall. This is just perfect for the location as to where we are right now. We are in the North Woods, and this takes place like on Lake Superior in northern Minnesota, so the setting is just perfect. They're in the woods at this Lakeside Supper Club. We're following many different characters. So the first that we get introduced to is Muriel, and she is the owner of this Lakeside Supper Club. She was gifted it upon people's death, her grandparents' death or something, and she is going through a lot right now. There are trigger warnings for miscarriage and infertility, so just know that going into this book if you would like to read it yourself. But she is having difficulties with that and also maintaining her restaurant, her supper club in the North Woods. We're also following her mother. Her name is Florence, yeah. And so we're learning how Muriel got up to this supper club and how it became hers by seeing how Florence and her mother kind of traveled around Minnesota. There are so many name drops of like St. Paul and Minneapolis areas, but then also like Red Wing and Lake City, and it's fun to hear various places in Minnesota where these characters are, because this author is from Minnesota. And then we're also following Ned, who is Muriel's boyfriend, or well, in his timeline, he is the boyfriend, but in Muriel's timeline, he's the husband. So it's a lot of different timelines to keep track of and characters to keep track of, but I'm still really enjoying it. I'm only 50 pages in, but hoping I can listen to the rest of it while we're up here. And then I started a new one, and it is one that I am hoping to recommend to you. This is The Cheesemaker's Daughter by Kristen Vukovic. The author, Kristen, actually sent this to me as an advanced reader's copy, and so I'm giving it a try, but it really sounds like it's up my alley. It is about a strong female character named Marina. She is returning back home to her country of Croatia to help her dad with their cheese factory. His factory is in some hard times. It seems like they probably only have 1 year left of keeping up the factory the way that it's going, and so she is going back to Croatia to help her father hopefully revive the cheese factory. She's also struggling with issues back home. She is amongst a divorce. It seems like her husband cheated on her and she doesn't want to continue that relationship with him. I think they also had a miscarriage too, so interesting that both of my books are dealing with miscarriage right now. Kind of sad, but she is kind of dealing with that loss and also her husband's loss while trying to lift up her family back in Croatia and help them make this factory viable. The writing is really, really beautiful. Like the way she describes cheese or the Croatian countryside or the sheep that her father farms. It's really good writing, and I'm only 33 pages into it, but I feel like this could be really good. I think it's contemporary. I can't quite figure out when it's taking place, but it is in Croatia, and I assume we'll have some flashbacks about what happened with Marina and her husband or ex-husband. But I think she's just going to do a lot of growth, both for like her family, but just personal growth too. So yeah, really enjoying this one. Gotta continue these. I think that brings my total up to 5 books completed, and then I'm in the middle of 2 more, which is pretty good for 1 week so far at the cabin. We were planning on staying at the cabin until Sunday. However, we are feeling a little burnt out. Burnt out on vacation. I know that sounds like woe is me, but it's just a lot to be here. It's in the middle of nowhere. We don't go anywhere besides being at the cabin, and we are, I think, ready to go back home. Willie's parents are heading back home tonight, and we thought either we will leave tonight with them or early tomorrow morning. We're trying to decide, but I think I'm going to spend some time down in the basement. It's a mess. I don't know if you can see clothes everywhere. This is kind of our place when we're here. It looks like a tornado has gone through it, but we kind of unpack everything and just live here for a week. So I'm gonna maybe try to pack up a little bit to get things in confined spaces and see if we'd be ready to leave tonight. I feel a little sad about vacation being over, but also we just want to get home, and we were originally, like I said, going to go home on Sunday, and then we'd get home like Sunday afternoon and the next morning have to go back to work. Willie starts teaching lessons, and so we wouldn't have much turnover time, so we can go home, spend a couple days on vacation, but a staycation. We can clean up around the house and do laundry and still spend time as a family, but just be home, which feels good right now. So that's the plan. I'm gonna pack up and probably listen to Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club for a bit while I'm packing. Hello everyone! It is Saturday morning and we did end up driving back last night. So we are home. We had a very relaxing morning this morning. Theo and I slept in until 7:40. A package. Willie is anxiously awaiting some swimming gear. We decided to join the gym that has a pool, and he used to swim in high school, and so he got some jammers and goggles. I don't know. He wants to swim for exercise and he's very excited. Anyway, we were super lazy this morning. Like I said, Theo and I woke up at 7:40. Mabel not until 8:45 and Willie at 9. What'd you get? Unboxing. The jammers? One of the suits? Two of the suits? Both of them, nice. You can look at them, May. Then I realized this morning that there is a library book sale. So, of course we're gonna do that. It's vacation still, so we're gonna go check out the library book sale as a family.
There's a man around the corner, he's been asking me for change, and I could use some. Think I could use some sometimes. All these things slow me down, like the concrete that's been sticking to the bottom of my shoes. Soles worn and tired have started wearing through. I can feel them heavier now. There's a hole here in my pocket, it reminds me of the ways I am hungry, always running for an open door. But on the highway, heavy-hearted, humming just to hear a sound. Loneliness, it lingers through unfamiliar towns, all of them stunning,
Thumbs up!
none of them home. And I don't know if I live like this for peace of mind. Can't say if I do it for the foolish pride, or maybe it's all just to prove that I'm alive. I'm alive.
We are back home. We kind of spent the morning just like vacationing our own town, like touristing our own town. It was really fun. Went to the book sale and I got a few things, of course. I thought I was not even gonna go to this sale, but I found some good things, I think. I got Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I think I could do like an author taste test with him because I also have Never Let Me Go by him. And I've heard that this one is really, really phenomenal. So, I don't know, for $2, I couldn't help myself. I've heard really, really mixed things about this, but I think it got like best book of the year and like that new, or of the century in the New York Times, like best books of the century. Words. Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. But then I also just saw Gloria from Gloria Z. Thompson. She just DNF'd this book, I think. So I don't know, but it is a historical fiction taking place in the 1520s, all around Henry VIII and wanting to annul his marriage and then marry Anne Boleyn. Basically just like getting an heir to the throne. And then I got my first Simone St. James ever. This is The Broken Girls. I don't know what this one's about, but I know that her stories are always thrillery and maybe a little bit ghosty, paranormal. It says, Vermont 1950, there's a place for the girls whom no one wants, the troublemakers, the illegitimate, the too smart for their own good. It's called Idlewild Hall, and in the small town where it's located, there are rumors that the boarding school is haunted. 4 roommates bond over their whispered fears, their budding friendship blossoming until one of them mysteriously disappears. And then we jump forward to 2014. As much as she's tired, journalist Fiona Sheridan cannot stop revisiting the events surrounding her elder sister's death. 20 years ago, her body was found dumped in the overgrown fields near the ruins of Idlewild Hall. And though her sister's boyfriend was tried and convicted of murder, Fiona can't shake the suspicion that something was never right about the case. So, I don't know. I've heard good things. I know that Krista likes Simone St. James, and I agree with Krista, usually. Then I got this package from my friend Jane. She had gotten, I think, an ARC of this book and wanted to pass it along. But man, Jane, you taped it up well. I have to get a scissors. Okay, back. So yeah, Jane had reached out to me and was like, I am almost done with this. Thought you might enjoy it. Can I send it your way? So, thanks, Jane. Hope you enjoy. From Jane. This is The Wedding People by Alison Esbach. I actually got this as an audio advanced listener's copy. What are those called? I don't know, but on Libro FM. And this one sounds really interesting. A propulsive and uncommonly wise novel about one unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help her start anew. I think it's about a woman who's at a wedding but is really struggling and having suicidal thoughts. So it'll be difficult, but one that I think will be good. So thank you to Jane for that. That's my little haul for the day. Did I tell you I ordered more books? I gave in to the booktube craze right now and like the fantasy romance craze. And I know that these are going out of indie publication because they were picked up by a publisher. And so I got the Kindred's Curse Saga. These are in the wrong order. But I got Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Heat of the Everflame, all by Penn Cole. I've heard that this is like the new Fanro series if you are wanting to read fantasy romance, and I am. So I just had to give it a try. I had that Barnes & Noble gift card. Maybe I didn't tell you about that, but I cashed out all of my like exercise minutes from my app that I have and got $180 to Barnes & Noble. So I went shopping with my friend Lily a couple of weeks ago and I had leftover money and decided to pick these up before they are traditionally published. So yeah, I don't know when I'm ever gonna get to these, but I'm excited nonetheless. So yeah, I just did a huge book haul and now I have so many more books to haul. But that's okay with me. And sorry you're getting crooked. But I think the rest of the day is just going to be sitting at home, hanging out. I'll probably read. The kids are having a little bit of quiet time right now. And I think we're just hanging out the rest of the day. So that's the plan. I finished, I don't have my books with me, but I finished Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club by J. Ryan Stradall, and holy smokes, it's a phenomenal story. The way that he is able to weave these storylines together and these characters, super, super good. I think I'm ending up on 4 stars. It just like wasn't top tier enough for me. I don't know what held me back. But it was still like really phenomenal storytelling. I loved that it was in Minnesota. I knew where they were traveling around the state, whether it was New Prague to Red Wing up to the north. I just knew it and I could picture it, and I loved that. So it was a really good story. Ultimately about second chances and how you can reconnect with your family even after some terrible tragedies. We follow, I would say the main character is Mariel. She is running her grandparents' supper club, and she has really created some distance between her mother because of a tragedy that happened to her and her husband Ned. I won't go into too much detail because I don't want to give away spoilers, but her mother took part in the tragedy a little bit, and so she really distanced herself, blamed her mother for what happened. And like the second half of the book is how they can reunite and what's the word I'm looking for? Come to terms with the past. Maybe you can't forget it, but there was forgiveness, and that was really beautiful. Yeah, so it was a really good story, and happy I read it. But unfortunately just not like quite top tier. I don't know. I'm still reading The Cheesemaker's Daughter. That's probably what I will focus on quite a bit today, and I think I can get one more audiobook in before the month is over because it is currently the 27th, so I've got time. I'm preparing for the Deck of TBR-a-thon. I'm so excited to get reading in August. If you haven't heard about that, I will link it up above. A fun readathon based off of my TBR game that will be taking place the whole month of August. Anyway, I've been blabbering for too long. It was a good morning, and we'll see what the afternoon brings. Vacation is done. It's Monday, and I actually went back to work today, so the week is over. It was a really awesome week at the cabin. I finished 6.5 books. I did make it halfway through The Cheesemaker's Daughter, and this is just really easy to read and such a good story. I find myself forgetting that I'm reading, which is like a really good sign, and I like look at where I am in the page count, and it feels like a minute later, and I look and I'm like 10 pages past that. So it just feels like it's a breeze, but like it's good content too. It's this woman is doing such great things for her dad and for their cheese factory, trying to just like bring it up to modern standards. They're trying to get some grants, and she was a marketing major, so she's trying to like up their marketing game and like advertisements, social media, all that jazz. So it's really interesting. The cheese part I thought was going to be weird. Like, why are we talking about cheese? That's just like not something I would go toward, but it's really good. And I think mostly the main point is like family dynamics and this woman trying to come to terms with who she is after a bad breakup and tragedy with the miscarriage. So really enjoying this. I'm hoping to complete it before the month is out. But yeah, my other 6 books, Bel Canto, Life's Too Short, The Duke and I, The Witness Tree, Funny Story, and Saturday Night at the Lakeside Supper Club. It was a great week of reading. And a great week of vacation with the family. So thank you for joining me for this fun week of mood reading and vacation at the lake. Let me know if you have read any of the books that I read in this vlog and what you thought of them. Did you agree with me? Did you not? And summer is almost over. What's one thing you're looking forward to in the rest of the summer? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.